So I think brokers are probably not alone in seeking more consistency and kind of standardization in this area, and that there'll be a role for all of us to play, including brokers themselves, in achieving that. And I'm sure Liberty could do a better job of being perhaps more consistent with what it's what it's working with, what it expects of clients and brokers. But at the same time, I'd say we also see that kind of testing of different initiatives, and indeed different initiatives with brokers, climate transition pathways, but we've also have an involvement with Marsh and their ESG risk rating initiative, which we're piloting in North America, which uses a really comprehensive ESG questionnaire for clients that Marsh analyzes, and then the results can be shared with us as well as clients to really actually match some of our risk advisory support with their areas of need. So these are great initiatives, but I think also indicative of where we are in the journey as an industry, and that we possibly need to do more exploration to better align and standardize kind of on the right data and metrics. So it may be a bit premature to call for too much of that standardization today when it is relatively nascent. So it's certainly a shared ambition, but one that I think will take a little while to get to land on. I mean, we'd love for there to be a way to kind of, I suppose, mandate a certain kind of core level of perhaps the disclosure around some key metrics I think we can all agree are important. We've talked about emissions, for instance, and that would certainly be one, but that might be a little bit, again, wishful thinking or pie in the sky here. But one area that came to mind, or one arena where these considerations are kind of manifesting themselves, is certainly in the Lloyd's market. And I mentioned briefly that Lloyd's developing an ambitious net zero measurement framework for managing agents to use to, amongst other things, measure emissions related to those portfolios, and enable Lloyd's to form that kind of market and aggregate view. And we're one of the managing agents testing that at the moment. So there's an appreciation or a sense that we're all kind of zeroing in on the same data, often on the same risks, and so there is certainly perhaps some inefficiency if you're all looking for the same kind of gems or data points that aren't necessarily readily available. And there might be ways to do that perhaps more efficiently and appropriately kind of share and standardize that towards that end. So we'll be really keen to see what comes out of that, as well as the PCAF, that Partnership for Carbon Accounting Financials initiative. So that standard's also out in the market and able to be tested at the moment, and that will be really key to see what kind of shared tools, the database that they're building. It looks very promising to help towards this.